Hello, Leo. The Sun is sextile Pluto on the 6th, and Sol is trine Saturn on the 25th of March. This is really going to be quite a month because there's a total solar eclipse in Pisces visible from Europe in its totality on the 20th. So it's going to be a lot of energy. And you'll benefit from it, but we just want to give you a little bit of a heads up on that. I'm Pastor Rosemary. Thank you for joining us. Let's see how it's going to affect you. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from your Leo angel Verchiel, who resides over your fixed fire nature, and these are his messages for you in love, money, and health. First, love. How are all these aspects going to affect you in love? It's actually going to be good. There's a full moon in Virgo on the 5th. So people are going to be very analytical. And that'll give, and other people will be handling that, and that'll give you time to sort of relax and pay attention to your heart chakra. Okay, on the 20th, there's a new moon in Pisces, and there's also, at the same time, the total solar eclipse in Pisces, again on the 20th. And that's going to allow your heart chakra to cool a bit because your heart chakra it gets overstimulated. And that, that causes problems. But the cooling effect of this total solar eclipse, it won't happen again until the 2026, in 11 years. That is going to help to, especially in Pisces, is going to help to cool the heart chakra. And that's going to enable you to have more relationships that you feel you're a part of, that you feel you're a part of other people's lives more, being more engaged in the lives of others, and more of a return to feeling more of a group effort. And you do well in group efforts. Now it'll, of course, Leos in the northern hemisphere are feeling very energetic, and Leos in the southern hemisphere are languishing in their good fortune. And male Leos usually have an easier time in love, because again, it's the most masculine sign, and Leo females, because of their strength as lionesses, sometimes their strength causes problems in relationships where women are expected to behave a certain way. So this is going to be what eases up in March for Leos. Male Leos they'll have a little bit of an easier time. It won't be so intense with so many opportunities. Not that you won't have your opportunities, but they'll be more committed and you'll understand them better. Again, the heart chakra won't be so overstimulated. And the female Leos will have the cooling effect and the passion effect, make it easier for them to get along with other people. So that's going to be very, very beneficial indeed for Leos in general. Now, the financial aspects are going to react to the dark side being illuminated on the 6th by Sol sextile Pluto, where Leo's dark side is illuminated. And this is going to bring up, and with the eclipse going on and all of that, it brings up the notion that there is, of course, a dark side to everybody, a dark side to Leo that gets illuminated. Leo's pretty aware of that. However, it's going to bring it more into focus and even illuminate it more. And then you'll see parts of yourself you didn't know were there that you'll find creative, actually, and interesting, and maybe fascinating, because it brings up, some of the ideas that there may be a twin star, a dark star, a twin star to our sun. They say our sun revolves around, and with the solar system revolves around the binary system of Sirius, A and B, that may have a third star, Sirius C, and that we're now going towards that, because when you look at it, it's blue, and the blue means we're going towards it, where, prior to, I believe in the Renaissance era, I believe it was red, and we were going away from it. So it's like going back towards, which is like going home. But besides that, the thought that there's a dark twin, and some people say it's a dwarf, and its name is Nemesis, which is where our archetype of the nemesis comes from. Something that's opposed, a twin that's opposed, sort of a Gemini aspect, I suppose, to the sun, that puts that into a little bit more of an understanding, where there is a very strong possibility that there is this dark star that is the twin of Leo, that Leo has to see, understand, and own as part of the self. Again, this will bring fascination, because Leo's like that kind of thing. So it won't really cause Leo too much problem. Maybe a little bit of fear that it will present outside the self at you, and you have to understand it, and fear of it. But as you manage that fear, because the lion has courage that it finds, then again it brings up a fascination, and you'll enjoy studying that aspect of yourself and others. There's going to be a lot of energy flying around in March. And the Ides of March are on the 15th, where male Leos need to be mindful, because subordinates are going to want to challenge and rebel. And female Leos are going to have the same effect. But again, because they're females, they're a little bit more used to that. Male Leos may not be as used to that. So the Ides of March and all of its archetypal imagery of Julius Caesar and that being betrayed heads up there. In the financial arena, this is going to make it possible for people who have not felt part of those who were maybe considered fortunate sons. No pun intended, but okay, if it was subconsciously intended. People who have not been fortunate sons now have a chance financially to make money. Because there have been wars and rumors of wars, and there always have been, but right now that is really becoming very, very real. And people are very uncertain. And because of that, there can be volatility in market and in the markets and the global economy, and chances for people who haven't been on top financially to find a way to also find their fortune through the application of will, the application of focus, and the application of staying calm and working hard. But working hard doesn't mean that you push yourself to such discomfort that you cannot function. And to quote Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate, you can either fold or you can focus. You need to focus. An excellent movie. All right. Health for Leo from Verchiel. Now, Leo men need to be careful of feeling pressured, again, from subordinates trying to rise up, because that pressure that's put on you from people trying to rise up It'll push you to higher levels, obviously, of your own abilities and what you didn't, and this nemesis idea, what you didn't think you were capable of. You're going to do greater and greater and greater things as long as you don't let the pressure from the bottom sort of coming up like a fountain of water throw you over and have you become completely an underling. Unless that's what you want. But if you want to remain on top, you're going to have to behave more like a water wiggle. There used to be a toy called a water wiggle with a hose and a sort of a cone-shaped yellow face that you'd turn the hose on, it would wiggle around. Sort of like a solar serpent. You want to be like that, and because there's going to be a lot of pressure of this kind of thing coming up, especially with the eclipse on the 20th in Pisces and the new moon in Pisces, a lot of watery aspects allowing you to be pushed up and be maintained. So use that pressure in a positive way. And then female Leos also, you can utilize this as well if you're aware of it. And don't get too fascinated with your nemesis, because if you get too fascinated with your nemesis, if you're a female Leo, you might spend all your time focusing on your nemesis instead of on yourself. Because Leos tend to put people on pedestals. Leos really don't want to knock people off their pedestals. They only do that when they feel slighted or disrespected. Leos really don't want to knock people off their pedestals, but it's not always a good idea to put people on pedestals because they are only human. And when they fall, you become disappointed. So maybe use this time of finding the dark side of yourself, or this illumination and the Plutonian aspects and this understanding of the nemesis, of the dark star, of the dwarf twin. Understand it as something that you need to continue to focus on the self. And take that nemesis and understand it's a part of you. They say in Christian Kabbalah, that's the back side of you is the dark side, and the front side is the light side. You know, that we all have good and bad. And on our dorsal side, we can handle our difficult aspects where we shun others or turn our back to others. You understand. This is all part of the self. So, yes, our nemesis gets reflected to us seemingly from without, but you are the monad. And you need to remember that to be a monad, you enjoy what seems to be outside yourself. But you understand that it's a projection from within, like you're your own inner movie, and your body is the projector. You're projecting it on the wall. And you can change your movie anytime you like, or watch the same movie over and over. It's up to you. Or you can play in the virtual reality and actually really become very involved because you like that, Leo. All right, so for your health, don't let the pressure from other people cause you to fly up so high you come down. Just be like a water wiggle and you'll be fine. For your afterglow, Leo, just go over some of the planetary aspects, facets for you. On the 6th, the Sun sextile Pluto. That's the dark side aspect being illuminated. On the 11th, the Moon trine the Sun, also put some of the subconscious illumination in, it brings it to the conscious mind. The 16th, the Moon is sextile the Sun. Again, these Moon and Sun Sun and Moon, Yakam and Boaz, temple aspects are here. The 24th, Moon sextile the Sun again. 25th, Sun trine Saturn. And on the 30th, the Moon trine Saturn. And just for your information, there is going to be, this Saturn is going to go retrograde on the 14th in Sagittarius. Why would you care? Again, because on the 15th, the Ides of March. So that's going to affect laws. They're going to become a little more passé. We're going to go back into a reverse and have some old regulations coming through when that happens. So just be aware of that, and you'll know why. Thank you for joining us, Leo. This is Pastor Rosemary, and join us again next month.